San Diego Comic-Con, one of the biggest Comic-Cons of the year, if not the biggest, and that's where I am now. This year, I got tickets for all 4 days, but I still think the best place to start is Wednesday. July 24th, I started out by packing my con bag. I figured out the way to go is hand sanitizer, portable charger, AirPods, sunglasses, wallet, and glasses case. From there, it was all up to getting in the car and going after a quick breakfast. With me, I had my mom, aunt, and my older sister. In past years, we've occasionally had my uncle, but not this time. Unlike past trips, we managed to avoid too much traffic and were to the hotel in around 3 hours, minus a quick stop at the rest stop. The rest stop was notably pretty clean, actually. Pretty surprising. Despite our hotel check-in time being 4, we were able to get a room at around 1:30 anyways. I'm obviously not showing our hotel here for internet safety reasons. Then at around 2, we set off to go get on the bus. Except, if you know a thing or two about the way the buses work to get to San Diego Con Center, you would see a problem with that. On Wednesday, the Comic-Con buses don't start until 3 p.m. And even bigger problem, we were hungry as hell. So after a lot of deliberation, we run back to the hotel to get the car to go to Shake Shack, which I was honestly pretty disappointed by. You'll be seeing what I was eating on screen, and it was small, to say the least. It was like a child-sized portion. Not great for me, personally. After eating fast and running back to the hotel faster, we were able to make it onto the first bus. A true success. Now our Comic-Con could truly begin. There's always going to be a lot of stuff at a con like this that isn't your thing, and then there's going to be some that is. A staple, however, is the cool cosplays, like this Batman Who Laughs cosplay by at Critical Mass Cosplay on Instagram. I had to, with permission, grab some footage, and I was lucky enough to be able to grab the too. From there, my aunt liked the look of the t-shirts they had to offer in exchange for some blood, so we went to go see where the Comic-Con blood donations were. We checked the Marriott and quickly realized we were in the wrong hotel. The Hyatt was the place to go, with their fancy-ass water always being a plus. We then proceeded to ditch my aunt to go get some food without her. We ended up getting some pizza at Olala Crepes, I think that's how you say it, in the Gaslamp district right by the convention. From there, we went back for my aunt and got a look at the hall, which included these D&D minis that I not so subtly acquired for my next game. Yes, I'm that kind of nerd too. By that point, my sister had heard word of free shit being given out in various areas behind the center, so we headed that way to check that out and got 9 for the Dragon Ball Z experience. What really pissed me off though, was that we weren't able to get our bags and lanyards on preview night this year. In the past, preview night is when we would do that stuff and check out the area, but this year they made it so you can't enter the convention center Wednesday unless you have preview night, and that's what brought us to Dragon Ball Z. Word of lanyards. But alas, they ran out of lanyards like 5 people before we were there, and we were left swagless. So in shame, we walked back to the bus after taking a quick stop at the Hilton to use their bathroom. Then it was done for the night. Thursday. Today started off a little earlier than I was used to, I will admit, but we were out the door into the hotel's cafe for breakfast a lot sooner than normal too because of this. From there, we were on the bus and off to the con. To be honest, we didn't do all that much today. We started off by saying goodbye to my aunt as we left her to get in line for Abbott Elementary's Ava Fest while we went to go get our lanyards. Once done with that, we went to join her by the waterfront. And then we waited. For a while. A while. I was kind of dying from the heat, to be honest. In this line, my mom also briefly abandoned us for the Voodoo Ranger pirate ship to get some more free swag and also a hat because it was very hot. But the experience was fun. We started by getting these free hats, which we were able to press a patch onto, and these hats were honestly pretty good, like pretty decent quality for free shit, you know? And then we headed over to this little water game thing, which I won for everyone's information. There was also cotton candy and lollipops, but since I don't really understand the texture of cotton candy, I got the lollipop instead. We then proceeded to skip everything else except this cool ride thing. I enjoy these. And so we left Ava Fest, and it went a little bit downhill. We got in line for Anime Ham, and stood there a while because I started overheating and dying. So me and my aunt left my sister and mom to go get my aunt's lanyard and bag. This went pretty well, and when my aunt had to leave for a minute to get my bag, I ran into my friend Paint Chips, and we sat on the floor for a little while. And then that was over, and it was back to the Anime Ham line. I lasted a little bit longer this time, revitalized by seeing the homie, but this didn't last too long. After another while, Nana got too overwhelmed with the heat and always the amount of walking, so I needed to sit out for a little bit, and my mom and I walked over to the Hilton, and I did not have a good time. But once I got over myself and became normal, we headed back to the line. And despite the fact that I was able to leave the line twice and come back, we still spent another half hour in the sun before actually being let in. Inside, there was a decent amount of stuff and not a laughable amount of freebies. This included this donut and this drink, which I didn't record, but what honestly was probably just green lemonade in a plastic shot glass. By now we're real hot and dying, so we went inside the Hilton as a group to just sit and use the bath. They then kicked us off the floor and we sat outside where I took a minute to examine the freebies I got from Anime Ham. At this point, it was around 5, so we headed down to get some tacos off of Gaslamp at this place called Taqueria Los Truchis. Very good. I got 1 carne asada and 2 caritas. I usually get lengua instead of asada, but they didn't have that here. We made a quick stop at CVS to get some body wash we forgot to pack, and then we headed to get merch at the Marriott. I got this t-shirt, I would have gotten something from the women's section, but all of it was either pink or athleisure, and none of those are wardrobe staples for me, but I do like some navy blue. We briefly entered the Star Trek X Doctor Who thing, and the Prodigy poster on the wall made me a little sad we're not getting another season. Love those guys. Our final stop of the night was a quick visit to the floor where I did some comics hunting. I would have shared where, but I'm telling you, this guy tried to sell me 15 comics from the aughts for $279 American dollars. And maybe I didn't help myself out too much. I'm a girl and I picked up some pretty girly titles. I was looking at some Gotham City Sirens and Batgirl 2009, but that was not worth that price. I am no fool. Those comics were worth maximum $20. I probably would have been paying $10 if I had gotten those at my local comic shop. Those were not worth it. No goddamn way I'm paying that. I did manage to relieve the Skyvas Robin 2 set for $3 though. So there was that. But at this point, it was 10 minutes to the floor closing, so it was about time to go home. So that's just what we did. Friday, day 3 or day 2, doesn't really matter. We start off a bit later today, even though we woke up at the same time as on Thursday. We went for a quick breakfast in the hotel cafe and made our way over to the con center to get in line for the FX offsite. The line was pretty manageable since we got there before it opened, and we were in quick. Once I was inside, I was left to my own devices. There were 2 experiences there, and both of them were 18 plus only. I did talk to one of the volunteers, however, and he'd said that it was really just to keep little kids out, and they weren't checking IDs on teenagers. But I did not know that when my family left to get in the line, so I scavenged for free shit instead, and free shit I got. From reapplying my sunscreen with What We Do in the Shadows to getting a free lunchbox, which I proceeded to use as my purse for the day, and, to be honest, the rest of the days. Then came the line. I had technically been waiting in this line for the whole time I was there. What for? Custom umbrellas. The line was capped when I arrived, so I waited, stalled, got a lunchbox, and when the line opened, I was the first one there, and I got my damn umbrella. Got part of my username on it too. The bat is not because of Batman, I just really like purple. While in this line, my mom gave me the slushie from the Elevator experience as well. We checked out the box lunch line next. I was feeling better about today than yesterday, so I could handle it. This didn't stop us from making a quick stop in the peanut store, which was pretty mid. Past years have always been better. The box lunch line also provided us with an opportunity to accost a hot dog for money. I would have won something, but I wasn't fast enough in turning on my location services. My sister did get $30 from this thing, though. She got an Ulta gift card, but she got to choose what kind of gift card she wanted. She just chose the Ulta. What we got from the actual box lunch line was brand name Drumsticks ice cream, which was good, and bag with stuff in it, which was worse than last year. Last year, I got good stuff, like the bag that I use as my main purse and an Indiana Jones sweatshirt. That was pretty solid, because we went on 2 different days. This year, we just got just this. Then we had lunch at the Melts in Gaslamp, and my aunt went off to go to the Mr. Beast event, and then promptly went hell no when she saw all of the hoops she needed to jump through, and instead got this Clash of Clans toilet paper. Hell yeah. Now it's time for the con hall. Within the con hall, we met up with my friend Paint Chips again at the Star Trek booth, and this booth, I swear to God, me and my sister got so mad that we didn't get Moopsy plushies. That thing was so cute. I swear to God, I wanted that thing. My sister did end up pre-ordering the official plushie, which, you know what, fair enough. We did some more floor exploring, Paint Chips in tow, before me and her went off to go look at Artist Alley, and then I immediately stopped. First row of artists, Jessica Fong, the hand behind all of the gorgeous Poison Ivy main covers. I needed to get a print, and so I did. A signed copy at that. I had to pay extra for that, but it was so worth it. So worth it. She was so nice too. I may have fanboyed a little bit, I couldn't help it, okay? We went back to find my family after that, and we walked around a little more, and then we went to Artist Alley as a group, and my wallet felt another hit. Sweeney Boo. The best artist on Harley Quinn right now. But of course, I bought a Catwoman print. Of course. But I got it signed. Then we headed over to this NASA booth, got a pin, and the guy there talked really passionately about the upcoming mission to Europa. He was really excited and it rubbed off on us a little bit. Great guy. Upstairs was our next destination, Star Trek Accident, to go watch Trailer Park, which is essentially just an hour of trailers. Before this, there was another panel that we sat in on. I don't know what it was, but it had Bruce Campbell and the girl who plays Annabeth in the new Percy Jackson series, so that was pretty cool. Trailer Park was mid. Everything was either prequel, sequel, or horror. A few things did look good. Not many. After Trailer Park, we said goodbye to Paint Chips and headed to go get dinner at Shison Fan Sushi and Chinese. I think that's how you say it. Don't quote me on this, but it was very good. I forgot to record my food though. We got some Mongolian beef, some chow mein, and some gyoza. Our very last stop was a quick stop to Insomnia Cookies. We got a triple chocolate chip cookie and then got a free whatever this one was. Still good. Now it's home time. On to tomorrow. Saturday. Earlier start than yesterday, but not as good as Thursday. Why do we get out the door so fast? The My Adventures with Superman panel. Me and my sister got in line, and my mom and aunt went to go get food. And then they didn't end up getting food. Inside the Indigo Ballroom, but before the panel, they left to get something from the hotel that was genuinely awful. Breakfast burrito with the rubberiest hotel eggs and cheese. I hate cheese on most things, to be completely honest. I survived. The Superman panel was amazing. They announced Superboy, and based off the design zone, it is going to be Con-El Superboy. Why is this picture blurry and far out? Because I'm not using the pic from Twitter. This is a J original photograph of the image shown on screen. I'm telling you, I immediately pulled out my phone when I saw this to take a picture because I had promised one of my mutuals that I would ask about Superboy at the panel. I didn't even have to go up to the Q&A thing because they just kind of showed it. We got very excited together. We then sat through the Everyone Still Hates Chris panel, or me and my sister did. My mom and aunt actually watched the original and were interested and understood what was going on. But the next panel that actually interested me was Abbott Elementary. Still in the same room. This was very nice. I'm not sure why they played the last episode instead of giving a Q&A portion though. That would have been interesting to see. By now it was about 1:30 and we were hungry. My sister went to walk around the con hall, so we left her and went to Prince Pizza to get food. Then my sister met up with us again, and she ate, and we talked, and we walked around, went into this penguin thingy, got free shit from that, don't really know what it was. The box lunch line was up next. Since it is the best line at the con, got these fun pens from it. Better from yesterday, I'd say. The bomb pops also just hit the spot. It was hot, less hot than previous days, but we were tired. And because we were tired, we went to go watch some anime at the Marriott for a while, while my aunt went to go walk around and do her own stuff. Most of this anime was nothing we recognized and really damn horny. Last year's selection of Urusaya Yatsura, when we were there, it was much better. Now thought about the time to head back to the hotel, so we started to walk back to the bus, but stopped to try the line for the Penguin snow cone truck, since it seemed fast. And then it stopped, and stayed stalled, for a while. So we left, and upon leaving, we got a quick look in the truck, and they still needed to freeze the slushie, or at least it was like still in the spinny machine, just like still freezing and still very liquid. So, shit sucks, hit the bricks, and we got back to the hotel. Unless. The thing about Saturday is there is still one very important thing going on. The masquerade. So we're back on the bus at 7:30. Places to be. My aunt and sister are to be at the trauma panel with Chuck Tingle, so we left them and headed to the masquerade stream. No, not the actual masquerade. The room where there's a bunch of tables and a live stream of the masquerade with free food. Except we didn't get any food. That line did not move. My mom had gone to go get in the line while I found a table, and I did find a table, to my credit. It just happened to be a table that had way more seats reserved than there appeared, and so for a solid 20 minutes I just sat there in silence next to a bunch of Comic-Con staff before deciding that this line didn't move and we weren't getting food, we might as well ditch to the chairs closer to the screen. We hung out for another 20 minutes, until costume 24, and then we left. It was about 10 by now, and we were tired. This was also when the trauma panel got out, so we met up with the rest of our group and got on the bus. Just one more day left. Sunday. Not very much to say about Sunday, mostly because we didn't really do Sunday. We packed the car with all of our stuff, checked out of the hotel, and we were gonna head back out and do a little bit of shopping and free swag hunting, but my mom didn't want to head back out to the convention, so once we had the car all packed and had to hotel room cleaned and checked out, we all just got in the car and headed out onto the road. This was the end of the San Diego Comic-Con journey. If you've made it this far, like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more from me, and hit the notification bell to be updated when I post new videos. Thank you all for watching. As always, the character stills that I used pretty sparingly here are made by my friend, who I'm linking in the description as always, and I do think that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, listeners.